This presentation is going to be on how to operate pallet jack, components of it, what to use it on, and how not to use it. First things first, this is your key. Start the pallet jack. You're going to insert the key into the ignition right here and turn it. When it's on the green, that means the pallet jack is on. This right here is your battery. As you can see, I'm half full on it. If there's an error with the pallet jack, a red light is going to blink right here behind the thing, and it's going to tell you on that. The next component, obviously, is the handle. When you're operating the pallet jack with the handle, this has to be halfway down until you hear a click. When you hear a click, forward on the things to move forward, and back on it to move it back. You can have two speeds, slow and fast. The pallet jack does this thing where it accelerates the more you hold the thing down, the triggers. If it's on the rabbit, it's just going to instantly accelerate front and back. If it's on the turtle, it's going to slowly accelerate to its max speed. On your handle, you have the buttons for the horn. You press the buttons, obviously the horn is going to sound. This right here is your emergency stop. If you're traveling and you press it, it's an emergency stop. Apparently it didn't work that time. I have no idea why. But these right here protect you from any falling pallets. If you have a tall load, just kind of get me in it. If you have a tall load and you're operating it and it starts to fall back over on you, these should catch it. OSHA standards, you have to have these on the pallet jack. So if you're operating without one, it's an issue. These down here are where you're going to insert your pallet jack into the pallets to move your merchandise. Now moving forward, this is how you operate the pallet jack and what to use it on. So hear the click when you move it down and lightly press it forward. When you get more confident, you can press it all the way down and it's going to jerk forward. But lightly press the pallet forward, and you're going to come across these bales, for instance. And these, it can be bales, it can be merchandise, anything. Once you get all the way underneath, this button right here raises the prongs, and this button lowers them. So I'm going to raise the prongs, and as you can see, the pallet is lifted. When you move it back, here comes your pallet. While you're operating this, keep it behind you. If you push it forward, it's a safety hazard. So you always keep it behind you. Always watch where you're going. Make sure you constantly check behind you. You don't want to hit anything. Make sure that you got room all around you to operate it, so that way you don't hit anything and cause damage to a person or part of wherever you're working at, whether it be a warehouse or a store. When you're pushing it forward in order to place the pallet somewhere, slowly forward, make sure nobody is in front of it. You don't want to hit anybody because you'll get a lawsuit on your hands because of that. For instance, I'm going to stop it right here. For the last part, this is going to be how not to use the pallet jack. This is going to be what you don't want to do on it. Horseplay. So I have a volunteer, my co-worker. Never let somebody stand on this while you're operating it. That is a huge safety hazard. If this thing were to completely flip over, he would be very badly injured. If let's say I'm moving and he's standing on it, and somebody were to come out in front of me and I emergency stop it, he would go flying face first into the safety harness, which again is not good. You don't want that to happen. If you go forward, he falls off in front of it, he's going to get run over. Step off now. Another thing you don't want to do, specifically, if you were taking your bale out, and you have your baler in your warehouse, do not push it forward out the doors. That is a direct thing you are not supposed to do, because if you push it forward out the doors, you can't see what's in front of you. And if somebody comes in front of you and you hit them, that's a lawsuit. So let's say for instance, I got doors right here. You want to push them out and come backwards out of the doors. At all times, keep both hands on the handle. If both hands aren't on the handle, you don't have complete control of it. Keep both hands on it in order to keep safe. If you're indoors, I would not recommend keeping it on the fastest mode, especially if you're in a retail setting. People are unpredictable. You don't want to be moving at top speed. Somebody runs out in front of you, hit them, there's a lawsuit. If you're transporting merchandise on it, I'm gonna bring my volunteer back. You do not want somebody on top of the merchandise. Like, let's say he's just sitting on the bale. See that? It could have tipped forward. If I'm going forward and then I'll lose control, his legs are gonna get destroyed in those bales. Just keep people away from the merchandise and away from the pallet jack while you're operating it to avoid injury. Recap: going over your parts, ignition, hear the click, go forward and back. Always be moving backwards. Try to push in front of you unless you're setting your pallet somewhere. Keep people off of it and away from it. In conclusion, my name is Jonathan Tanner. Thank you for watching this. I hope it was informative. Have a great day.